Well, good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world today. This is going to be a very interesting race, as this is going to be a race of the original flag set from just before the original release. It's the group that was beta testing in the onset of Zelda 1
I
Randomizer.
know.
I'm Furious K alongside CD Improv CD. These are the four, I believe, that have the first ever race on Speedruns Live, which was the predecessor to what we use now,
Thank you.
racetime.gg. So it should be
As we were
interesting
about to
to
say, I'm sorry.
see if the
Yeah,
results stay the same from that day
my
or
mic
if they
is
change it
up,
up.
so I don't see the race
Very
chat.
true.
So that could be.
And for someone asking in chat, the winner of the race was Lack Attack with a time of 45 minutes and 17 seconds, which is pretty cool. I mean, this is just as we had barely begun, or I say we, I wasn't around yet, but this is barely as they had begun to break the game. So it's amazing to see just how far we've come.
So the first thing you'll notice is it is slow text, which is it's a thing that you had to exist with originally in this randomizer.
I mean, who doesn't want to talk to the old guys? I mean, we can just stand here and they're going to tell us a story, and it's like you went to go visit your grandfather or something like that.
Yeah, the candle prices are shuffled, as well as the rest of the items, of course. But the cave there is in its normal place, which is supposed to be randomized. Speaking of randomized, 9 is not too far away from their start.
Yeah, this is pretty handy. And oddly enough, Cantaloupe Me is going to be the first person to find it. Looks like Lack Attack is taking a slightly different path. He is headed over towards Vanilla Level 1. The other racers are looking like they're heading up towards Death Armos for Jake Hoper, and the Deadwoods for Darkwing Duck and Cantaloupe Me.
The chat's starting to guess at it. A lot of the more recent runners
do you
are.
want to do the list?
No, I'm not going to call them all out when they get it wrong. I'm just going to say there's a bunch of the more recent runners are now kind of trying to figure out what the Kanan Walker crew on stream is trying to figure out.
When I saw your comment in Discord, I was like, oh man, if I had any art skills whatsoever, I would have skipped breakfast and tried to draw that.
Yeah, but it is going to be all cave shuffle, with the exception of the wood sword cave. So it's you're going to see randomization, even if the first couple of caves trolled for a minute or two. Once we found 9, of course, you would
and
would figure it out.
This is also a straight first quest overworld with first quest dungeons, because again, this is just as they had started to discover how to correctly break the game. Oh, speaking of breaking things.
That's that is the thing that exists.
Timing.
Yeah, the good news is they're all diverging in routes, so I mean, we're not looking at a situation where one person is following the footsteps of the other. They're literally almost in 4 corners.
Yeah. Oh, Lack's going to take an unfortunate death at the staircase screen below Vanilla Level 6. Is going to send him back to start, but he was able to pick up his power bracelet. However, if I'm reading this correctly, that just gets him access to the any roads, because I don't think those were shuffled.
Don't believe so. I think those stay the same in this one.
Yeah, and it was under the correct Armos, or not the correct Armos, but I think it was under the vanilla Armos as well. So I think this is maybe before that flag even existed. All right, we're gonna get some money here on Cantaloupe Me's side. It looks like the large secret of, I don't know yet, 65 rupees. Which is pretty handy, because he's gonna be able to buy 12 rupee bombs at the next store. Jake Cooper, meanwhile, is going to go check out the top northeast corner of the map. There's a couple of open caves up here. You could find something shiny. So oddly enough, Fury and I were also talking about when our first races were. I was a part of my first race. According to Speedruns Live, which, gosh, it feels really weird pulling up that website, was in 2020, so for the 5th anniversary. I did the 5th anniversary race. Fury has been around, though, for a bit longer, and his was in, what was that, 2017?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of poked fun at the group on stream for being old, but I can't really speak much more than that because I'm not exactly a spring chicken either. My first race was solid, and then everything thereafter, I ran into people that just ran me over instead, like TA and Unos and all of the big names.
We're gonna find the arrow store and the blue candle store are the same place. Cantaloupe is gonna go ahead and purchase his blue candle. Now, extra candles, I think, is on, according to the randomizer, but it's always a good idea to get a candle as early as you can, because then you don't have to go back over everything. Looks like it's normal hints, so that's when you saw the 5, 10, 15 on Jay Coper's screen. He's gonna go ahead and nominate and head back, do some different exploration. A 92 rupee key and 68 rupee bait. That's not terrible for the bait.
Surprisingly, we haven't found any of the dungeons yet outside of 9, but Shapes was definitely not around for this flag set, so this will be all first quest. So they'll know where they're at without a map.
And I believe most of our runners have done, well, a good deal of vanilla Zelda, so they're going to be really, really familiar with the rooms and the layouts of those dungeons. So I'm kind of hoping that one of them rolls under Recorder Lake just for Jess. Oh man, it's kind of trippy to see the original text. I'm just going, hey, I wonder which community hint's going to come up, and it's just it's what the base game would have said.
Yeah, I think in the release, the official release, community hints were involved. So if you were in the essentially the was it the Pi Day race?
Okay, is that? Oh, that would be on here. Hold on, I could look that up.
I believe it's Pandemonium. I believe is the flag set that the release 1.0 was doing. So that had community.
Yeah, that's the one that's saying it's the release date. Let's see. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it did have community hints. That's awesome.
They have, of course, evolved since the original limited pool of them. So a lot more silly things being said these days.
Yep, we have 2 of our runners have found a couple of Take Any, so Darkwing Duck and Cantaloupe Me are both up to, I think that's 5 hearts. I mean, so one of my things about the randomizer was always this hint about, hey, we found a level! Level 2, woohoo! With a bunch of snakes in it. Now, enemies aren't shuffled, I believe. We got a really quick Triforce here for Cantaloupe Me. Now, I imagine, yes, he is going to go back in. Heart Shuffle isn't a thing in this flag set, but there will be an item here somewhere. Oh, thank you, Opno Point. Opno is telling me that the dungeon enemies are shuffled and the rooms are not. Sorry, I changed the setting on my randomizer to go look at Pandemonium. We have a bait purchase for Darkwing Duck. Always a good idea, especially with any sort of vanilla dungeons, because you're going to have bait blocks in really silly places, possibly. Great clear for Cantaloupe Me in that last room, and we've got a recorder on the floor just for funsies.
So we might be able to unlock the level, or maybe it's just sadness if it's not what we're hoping. Level 4, meanwhile, has been found. Let's see if Black finds...
Is that 8 on Darkwing Duck screen?
It is.
I sometimes have a when you have runners. When I have runners using original hardware, I sometimes have a little bit of a hard time seeing some of the numbers.
In this case, the color palettes will remain the same. So if you have the original color palette sorted, then it helps you a little bit. I also cannot read the 8 because I'm old.
Well, I'm also old, and my glasses are all the way across the room, and I'm too lazy to go get them. But it looks like Cantaloupe Me is going to join Darkwing Duck in level 8. Lack Attack, meanwhile, is doing a great in the dark clip through what was probably a diagonal maze room.
Yep, all that blackout training coming out right there.
Yeah. I give credit to anybody who runs a vanilla game. They have far more patience and talent than I ever will at this game.
The bubbles in this room just not playing very nice with the likes also getting involved. Lack down, of course, to just a single heart's going to have a bit of a fun time depending on what's going on in this room. Never mind. And we might have an item for Darkwing. It is the bow.
We got
And
simultaneous bow pickup. Look at this.
Yep, Cantaloupe got in there and caught up to him pretty quickly. I think he was a little bit behind originally. Wow, ladder in 4, that is vanilla.
Anybody who has a Fred Coughlin vanilla monkey eating ice cream emote, now is the perfect time to use it.
So Lack's going to be out of 4 here momentarily as the Triforce is not too far away.
All right, that's a very quick 4. Now, normally, I'd be a little concerned that he only has 3 hearts, but as a vanilla runner, I don't need to be worried about that.
I mean, a specific room layout, we might see a death or 2 from even this group, but yeah, it's low percent's a little bit more common, especially in some of the various speed runs that are accomplished.
Oh man, look at all these dark nuts in level 8. Another really nice clip here from Darkwing Duck to get through the diagonal room. I mean, the game gave you a visible item, so you're like, yay, I don't have to clear this mess. Yep, and thank you, KTAP, for pointing out that Jay Coper found level 3.
Will we have a vanilla item in this staircase? That's the question.
Is that your boomerang?
For level 3?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember, because I get first quest and second quest all sorts of garbled.
It is a pile of logs, originally.
Oh, the raft.
Oh,
no,
hey.
It's your boomerang! Oh. Coper!
It just doesn't want to stun anything.
I mean, you could pick up stuff from all the way across the room. You could pick up bombs. You could stun all sorts of great things. You know, it's a very useful item. Early in the game.
If we force the runners to play with select swap off, then perhaps that would be something you don't want to pick up, but I don't think we're doing that.
Oh, that would be... Hey, look, we got the other banana in level 8. Cantaloupe Me is just going to go ahead up at A, and having already found the bow, and I believe, did he find the Triforce?
I don't believe he got the Triforce. I think probably just deciding to come back later. There are some Pole's Voice and Gomos.
We would definitely want arrows for that. And at 19 rupees, it's going to have a little while to go before we can afford to get them. Black Attack is also going to find level 3.
Yeah. Level 4 was under the burn spot in the forest, much in the south.
Well, 65 rupee large secret. I mean, good news, bad news. He can now afford to buy arrows, I think, if we can find the arrow store.
Yeah, it's the candle shop, I believe, that has the arrows for the seed. You know, we get into level 3 now, so I think well, 3 of the Forerunners have seen this level now.
Hey! Lack Attack is going to go ahead and pick up the boomerang out of level 3. Good job, Lack Attack.
Yeah, Lack does not have a ranged weapon otherwise yet. It has just one use of the candle, so I think it's definitely more than fair early before you get, like, bow in your inventory.
Alright, we're going to get the Triforce at a level 3. This is a very fast level 3. Jacober, meanwhile, is going to find level 4. We know that the ladder is in here. Meanwhile, Darkwing Duck is going to find level 2. We know there's a recorder in here and a Triforce. Both of them are fairly easy to find. Level 2, of course, only looks like a crescent moon, and there weren't a ton of rooms that we had to clear to get to the item in here. Triforce pickup out of level 3 for Cantaloupe Me. Oh, Oasis! That is the best. Oasis is suggesting in chat, could you imagine if you could define the range of all the secrets the same way you can define the heart range for picking up Betty and the magical sword?
See, I want pure chaos. Like, you shuffle the values, like, so like the large secret can become the medium secret, the medium can become large in terms of how many are located on the overworld. And then you have a chance of getting the 1 rupee medium secrets all over the place, just littering the overworld.
Oh my fury.
Speaking of money...
Though here's the thing, if one of those is possible, that would almost make the other one possible, so let's do both.
Yeah, I mean, literally could get anything. For what's worth, the gambling, the casinos are all their original values, so it's... Unless you can somehow set it up from the start screen, basically getting there the same frame setup, you're probably not going to want to play it because there's a lot more negative than there is positive.
Wait, you mean it's easier to win the money-making game in Randomizer?
Well, no, but there's better values in the Randomizer. It's easier to scam it in the original, probably.
Oh.
Because
so it's more worthwhile, I guess, in the Randomizer, sort of.
Yeah, because it'll maybe roll everything up, the positive values up in like the 50s and 70s and put the minus values all in like the negative 10s and perhaps a negative 30, as opposed to like negative 40 or something terrible like the the original version.
Oh, that's really cool. Now, Darkwing Duck somehow managed to take a very different path here in level 2, though it's a very, very easy to clear dungeon, and he's going to come out of here with a couple more keys than most of our runners have right now. So in the end, this may end up benefiting him later when we find some of the larger dungeons. All right, Jake Hooper and Lack Attack, meanwhile, both have the ladder, which will give them access to the Coast Heart should they want to go get it. Cantaloupe Me is going to find level 4, so he's on his way to getting his here momentarily. And there is the recorder pickup for Darkwing Duck. Oh, 99 rupee arrows. Lack is just short. Oh no!
Yeah, that screen is still just as deadly. I think it should be something you can manipulate, though, if you leave the screen and re-enter. I think that's the trick.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like Lack was going to be clear of the beam, as Jake Hooper is going to find... I think this is level 8, but man, this is a way different color on his screen. So this is the really cool part about runners using original technology to run these, is every so often you get to see a bunch of different color palettes, which are in reality the same color.
Yeah, they all have, like, I believe 3 different setups between them as far as how they're playing on the original console, so that's going to cause a little bit of variance between what they look like on stream even still.
That's awesome. Meanwhile, Cantaloupe Me, he's going to be really relieved to find the ladder. The bubbles are giving him a runaround in this room because, again, if you get hit by the pancakes, you're going to take damage. You get hit by the bubbles, you're going to get eaten by the pancakes.
Yeah, thankfully the enemies do shuffle between rooms, because this used to be like a hodgepodge. I think Zol and Pancake Room, and now it's just 5 little gels.
Okay, this seems like a worthwhile reward to get your ladder. I mean, the ladder seems a worthwhile reward to have killed that pancake room.
Yeah, I mean, the industry room used to be like jumping fires and not all the shenanigans, so you could sometimes get lucky.
That's one of the ones where you would be trying to refill your bomb count, if I'm remembering anything about the vanilla game.
Yep.
We got the arrow pickup here for Lack Attack, the Triforce at a level 4 for Cantaloupe Knee.
So you have to endure more punishment in this version of the issue, but not so much in the room after it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, the game's fairly mean here. Darkwing Duck does a really good job of clearing this. He's got 1 heart left, but even if the gels do gel things, he should be okay because that room will not respawn. But he's good at this game, manages to clear the room, and is going to go get his ladder. And gives us a little bit of a sword stab for funsies.
So it looks like Lack Attack's going to try and make the fairly early DM play, although I think there are only a handful of choices for him to make.
We get the Triforce pickup out of level 4 for Darkwing Duck. Meanwhile, Jake Hooper is continuing to work his way here through a very brightly colored level 8.
Yeah, has not found the bow yet in 8, so isn't compelled to leave and find wood arrows before coming back. Is instead going to clear a lot of it, I think.
Well, if he happens across the Triforce room, I mean, it may end up benefiting him a little. It's a little bit more time now, but if he gets the bow and the Triforce in the same go, he doesn't have to come back.
Yep, that is true. However, with a couple of the runners, I believe, having the flute, they'll be able to flute back to a dungeon that's quite close to this. I believe this is in the same vicinity as, like, 4 and 2 and all that stuff, so...
Ah, okay. Meanwhile, Lack Attack has found level 6. There is the banana information for Jake Hooper. He's like, no, I don't need this. And it's Wizrobes in level 6.
A little bit surprising on the dark room here. The dark room can drop like compass and such, but not anything other. Oh, I guess a key here would be very helpful too. There you go.
Yeah, that looks like what he was trying to go for.
You can't drop,
Now,
say, like an item or a Triforce though, so it has a little bit less value or reduced value.
yeah, we're really lucky in that we have a developer who cares about us being able to finish the game because, you know, it would have been really mean to put something in that room because sometimes you may not have actually been able to see it when it did drop.
I mean, I remember the Dodongos in the tea room. That's a fun one.
I mean, those Dodongos have been causing Fred trouble for what, 10 years now? I was about to say 20. I mean, they just keep showing up in rooms that they are not supposed to be in. So look at this Lack with that extended dig of level 2. He's up to 5 keys right now, where most of our runners are sitting at 1 or 2.
Yep, should definitely have a easier time of it, especially since 9 will most likely have a limited amount of keys on the route. I believe there's not a ton of keys in there originally in First Quest.
Oh, OpNoPoint, our tracker, who is amazing, by the way, pointing out that apparently level 6 is bow and arrow blocked. So, Lack has the arrows, he just hasn't found level 8 yet to be able to dig out his bow.
Yep,
The question in chat, how's the randomizer and strats changed over the last 10 years? Oh my, how much time do you have?
yeah, that's still even flag dependent these days. So it's...
Yeah. So one of the most major changes, I would have to say, is the ability to make up random shapes for all of your dungeons.
Oh, look at this.
Ah, that is so close, Lack.
Oh, the blue dart nuts in that spiral, though, for Coper.
Oh no. Jake Cooper's got his Triforce. Did he find the bow, though?
He did not.
Question is, does he go back in? He's done a lot of this level 8. Nope, he's gonna leave.
Oh, well, yeah, but let's get back to the lore, I suppose.
Yay! All right, so I definitely would have to say one of the most major changes is shapes, because not only does it give me my favorite game to play with chat of Name That Ink Blot, but it just changes so much about the layouts in the dungeons.
It gives us good clips to farm too, especially when we find like 5 segment level 5 and 4-segment level 3 just for fun.
I mean, it's so much fun to play. And then I guess another major change is a flag that a lot of runners have had mixed feelings about at many different times, but it would have to be Heart Shuffle.
Yep. I think the recipe in the current meta is just, if you get the flute, just go fast and try and hit everything on the way and hope it works out, and when it doesn't, you go back. I think in the original, the setup is much more just hoping you hit the small dungeons first, get more item density, and then go to the bigger dungeons later, or perhaps come back to the ones with heavier combat when you actually have gotten a few things.
Like a red ring, a white sword, or a wand. Meanwhile, Cantaloupe Me and Lack Attack are both in level 1, quick, easy Triforce. Now, I imagine they're going to go back in. Jay Coper is going to make the arrow purchase while he has the money, because I believe he's hit all of his large secrets at this point. And yeah, just to touch on Heart Shuffle, in case you don't know, it takes the hearts that are on the floor in the dungeons, and it mixes them into the pool of items that can be in staircases. So it means that a dungeon like level 8, which normally in vanilla has 2 item staircases and 1 floor heart, could in fact end up with 3 floor hearts, or 3 hearts in the dungeon as the items that you're going to find. Hey, speaking of mags, so we have 5 hearts.
Yeah, I'd be really surprised if any of the runners actually get remotely close to 12.
I think it would take a really trolly location of the silvers to get us anywhere near it. Oh, though that brings up a question, Fury. I have changed, so I changed my settings so I can't see the flags that we're on right now. Is the white sword shuffled into the pool, or is it going to still be the white sword item?
You have a red candle, and it is shuffled. No, it's not shuffled, excuse me, so it is white sword item still.
Kind of amusing that none of our runners have found it. We've seen a lot of the overworld. We know it can't be under the power bracelet spots, which is why you're not seeing anyone check power bracelet spots.
Yeah, but it could be under a raft spot. It could be under a recorder spot. Because the overworld spots are shuffled, so it could have up to, until a moment ago, been the waterfall cave, except Darkwing just explored it. Boy, that would be unfortunate.
Yeah, that would have been really unfortunate for Lack, though he only had 5 hearts, so he wasn't guaranteed to be able to pick it up. There is the arrow purchase from Darkwing Duck.
Yep, I believe Darkwing is now the only runner that has both components to be able to kill Gomas and pulls voice much easier.
Oh, Recorder Lake wasn't a level.
Well, I'd say just burn the recorder at this point, but we do have some dig daughters, so it could be useful.
Jay Coper is gonna find that white sword somewhere.
Nope, he's gonna be the first person. The second person's going in just now.
Yay! We're gonna get the white sword for Darkwing Duck as well. It was hiding up on Death Mountain today.
That explains why nobody found it super early.
I mean, there are runners who really do like to prioritize Death Mountain, as we're going to get a map pickup here from Lack Attack, so we can see what the shape of this level 1 is. Though, here's my question, Fury. So this is vanilla, so we've had a lot of time, everybody's had a lot of time to try to figure out what in the world this shape is. So what do you call it?
Oh, which one, level 1?
Yes.
I think it was originally dubbed the Eagle. I go off of what the, I don't know if it was Nintendo Power or what book it was that gave the labels originally.
Okay. I used to call it, when I was first learning the game, I call it a really wonky looking teapot. As, by the way, the staircase item in level 1, which Cantaloupe Me and Lack Attack have both picked up, is the raft. Because to me, it kind of looks like half of it is like the handle where you'd hold it. And we have a call from Evil Knievel in chat that it looks like a genie lamp, and I can totally see that. So yeah, I think chat used to get ticked off at me about that. They're like, no, this is what it is. I'm like, Hey, we found the blue ring store and an 81 rupee candle. Or key, 81 rupee key.
Yeah, the original setup I think was like Eagle, Moon, I think it was like Manji, Snake, Lizard, Dragon. And then Dungeon 7 was originally Demon, but I think more people will call that like the head of the snake now.
Yeah,
Uh,
it looks like a lizard head or like an alligator head to me.
and then I think we almost call like the level 8 the ship when it's supposed to be the lion. I'm not sure why
I
it
thought
has
it
the
was
lion
the
mount.
head of the Yeni key.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of different names out there, so it depends, I guess, on what you started with and what you read first. But uh,
Very true.
the eagle, I think, was pretty predominant across them as the go-to for it for level 1. So I think, regardless of which book I read first, that was what I called it.
We got Darkwing Duck and Jay Coper both entering level 6 at the same time. Jay Coper is going to actually leave, which he doesn't know it right now, but this is a very good call. As he does not have the bow out of level 8, he's not going to be able to get very far in level 6. However, Darkwing Duck does have the bow, and when he comes across the Goma block a couple of rooms to the north, he's going to be able to proceed. This is kind of something that hasn't changed, I guess, in the meta. I guess maybe meta might not be the right word, but there's level 7 for Jay Coper. Is that runners will make, all the runners are going to make different decisions. And we do have runners that love to dig the big, chunky dungeons first. And then we have runners who will be like, okay, I'm going to go look anywhere else because I don't want to dig a level 8 when there's a level 1 hiding out there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's a logic choice based on your key setup. If I'm in Darkwing shoes, I'm not digging level 7 or level 5 very deep or something like that. But if you have 0 keys, sometimes digging a dungeon that's larger in room count will net you more small item drops, such as keys. So I think there's something to be said for digging the larger dungeons. However, I would also probably rather have slightly upgraded combat like the white sword before going into them.
Very true. That white sword is going to make this a lot nicer of a dig for Darkwing Duck than it was when our other runners are in here. And Cantaloupe Me is also going to be able to take out this Goma.
There's question chat as to whether or not you dig 7 Hope Silvers are there. If it's me and I have the flute, which 2 of the Forerunners have, I'm probably coming back to it before 9, but I'm not digging it first amongst the other dungeons that are left outstanding.
I think I go full Gamble-matic 3000 and I go to 9 hoping the silvers are there.
Yeah, see, I know my enemy set, so I know the 7 enemy set's going to be much more generous than the 9 enemy set. And on top of that, you have a lot more staircases. You may have 2 items in 9, but there are a lot more staircases there than 7. You can figure out your answer in 3 staircases in 7, which is why I kind of like it.
There is the bow for Lack Attack out of level 8. And the any key is going to be the item in level 6. So yeah, Darkwing does not have to worry about. He was having a great time with keys anyway, but Darkwing now doesn't have to worry about key doors whatsoever.
Yep, Jay Cooper has the information that he must return later now.
Yep. Though I imagine we're going to see him go find at the very least level 1 before he goes back into dig level 8. He's going to find level 9. And here comes the any key at level 6 for Cantaloupe Me.
Yep, Cantaloupe is much happier about the any key find than Darkwing probably was. They'll both take it.
Yeah, Cantaloupe was hovering around 1 or 2 or 0 keys pretty much the entire race so far. So this is a really good time to pick this up for him. Jay Coper is going to find level 1. Oof. This is a lovely room for Darkwing Duck. Now, I imagine he's clearing this looking for, is it the transport staircase? Because we can see that this is not going to be the Triforce room. Because he did pick up the compass.
Yeah, I think that's the plan here, is just to try and get over there and get to the Triforce, because it feels like that's the vanilla room, is it not?
It kind of does, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Because it is, I believe, the single push block in level 6. I don't remember what the enemies were, but... I mean, I know it's Wizrobes, but still.
This is one off of the vanilla setup, maybe. I don't know.
Still pretty handy. That staircase is going to get him really, really exactly where he needs to go. I don't think we're going to see him look for a floor heart if he hasn't found it already. And Sirio X is telling us that the enemies were exactly the same for level 6 transport.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Cantaloupe.
There is the Triforce in its vanilla location, so it did stay the same.
That's kind of cool. We have another Goma here in 8 for Lack Attack.
Yeah, I think this is the reason why a few of our runners chose to come back to level 8 later, just because now you have a lot easier time clearing some of these rooms.
Yeah,
not this one, though.
Well, I mean, this is just evil no matter what. Lack Attack has half a heart, so you're just hoping that wall opens and you can get out before the Darknuts come say hi. Thankfully, he has enough money to be able to use the bow pretty liberally, which is going to keep him out of range of all of the enemies here.
For now. I've seen runners burn through 255 rupees pretty quickly with those.
Oh, good dodging of all of the floor fireballs there for Lack Attack. Alright, Darkwing Duck's going to find level 7. Now, we know the Triforce is it this room? Yeah, I think we see him leave.
This manhandle is trying to troll, but dies for its trouble.
Yeah, again, really, really good dodging. Lack is gonna see the banana and be like, meh.
Yeah, the problem now is where you go if you're Lack, because there's still a good chunk of rooms left. I believe the transport is the easiest way to get to the Tri, although once you get in that room, you have to showcase a lot of side swipes on Darknuts around the spiral.
Oof. Really good bombs. It's going to get him the compass, which is really good, and probably why he was clearing that room in the first place. Oof.
This room is much freer than in the original speedrun as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just reds in that one versus some blues that filtered in. This room stayed the same, though, I'm pretty sure.
Now, Lack has the bow. He's seen the banana.
And
I'm wondering, did we need a transport staircase to get over to that section of level 8?
Yeah, I think that is it spits you out the spiral, and that spiral that has pulls once it goes up for the kill of the boss, that's where the Triforce is in this.
Oh, I see. All right, so apparently, OpnoPoint, our super amazing tracker for today, is telling us that level 5 is the only level we have not found yet. And really? Am I the only person hoping it's on a raft spot?
It really almost has to be at this point.
Yeah, it can't be under the power bracelets because those are all going to be take any roads. And Opno is also telling us that it's either at the Forgotten Spot or Coast Raft.
Forgotten Spot has been checked, so it's Coast Raft.
Yay!
Lack Attack checked the Forgotten Spot.
Okay. Now, Darkwing Duck has his power bracelet because he was just using an any road. Or he used any road to get over here.
Yeah, I think it's actually worthwhile to pick up the power bracelet, especially if you didn't have the flute, which two of our runners don't have it yet.
Cantaloupe Me is using the bait strats on the gorillas.
Yeah, and actually this is the right plate to make because it's a staircase item, right? So you know where the item's going to be, so you need the bait to be able to progress to it.
Yeah, it's a really good call.
Like this is more about like vanilla knowledge almost than randomizer knowledge, because you have to know the setup to get to each staircase. Level 7 is usually a red candle that's on the way to the transport to the Triforce, and something that not too many runners pick up. I think there's a specific red candle route out there, but most people prefer the lowest time possible route, which is not the red candle route.
Yeah, I think... I'm trying to remember. It's been a really long time since, oddly enough, I've watched a vanilla run. I think it was the Battle for Hyrule last summer? Or winter?
Let's see what we got.
Yeah.
Oh, a nice dig dogger blocking.
Oh, my favorite item, which means that our silvers are going to be in level 9, but you don't turn that down. I'm sorry.
Well, we still have a chance. Just We got a
Wait,
wand and
where
a
else
book.
are we? Oh, wand in the book. I see. Yes, I
Level,
forgot.
level 5 is the only other
Oh,
possibility at this
yeah.
point.
Well, we know that level 5 is going to be out on a wrap spot.
I mean, we're hoping level 5 has the book here, probably, but...
That would be pretty funny. And then it would be wand and silvers in 9.
we need a little good time, so silvers and 9's definitely a fun alternative.
Yeah. I mean, I'm having fun. I don't get to do this with Fury all that often, so... Though I don't think I've actually made you, like, just cringe yet.
Nah.
I'm sad. I have failed in my mission.
Well, if you ramp up the dad jokes, then eventually you'll get me to cringe.
Oh my. I am not very good at the dad jokes. Or puns, for that matter. But one of my favorite board game people, one of my favorite people, is a very huge fan of puns, so I get them all the time at board game night. Hey, white sword for lack attack. There you go. Leslie's got it for you.
Yeah, the recorder tune sounds like the cave from Super Mario World. Like the underground cave thing.
Okay. I do not remember that much of Super Mario World, to be fair. Alright, so Leslie Pro has given us a dad joke. He said, I'd make a pizza joke, but that would be a bit cheesy. Good job, Leslie.
Yeah, I guess it is also the castle theme. It can be both, because I think they're a play on the same tune, just different tones on them.
Okay. Darkwing Duck, meanwhile, is continuing here in level 8. He does need the Triforce. You're at a much better offense and defensive standpoint than you were before. You have a lot more hearts. You have that white sword. So clearing some of these rooms is not going to be as brutal as it was the first time you were here.
So Lack is going to Record Lake to learn about the sadness that be, and we'll see if it becomes a world wrap into Coast Check.
Yay. Alright.
I said nobody would get close to Mag's sword heart, but we are starting to creep up on that number.
I mean, we've had to dig some of the larger dungeons, so we've kind of just coincidentally come across the floor hearts. So I'm trying to remember what cave it was in. Oh, Jake Hooper's going to take an unfortunate death trying to get back down the staircase at vanilla level 6.
And Darkwing, meanwhile, sees the glory that is the Triforce room.
Woohoo! Yeah, this is don't die. Just tag through this and go get your Triforce.
And now can just iframe boost through it. Here's level 5, maybe? Yep.
Yeah. Yay! Alright, level 5 found. Now, does it have a book, silver arrows, or the wand?
I would almost guarantee Lack is going to consider digging all the way to the item in here, because the options that remain are not plentiful at this point, and they're not as fun.
Yeah, and you'd want to know. I would want to know before going into 9 as much knowledge as I can. And 5 isn't going to take you nearly as long to dig as has he seen 7? No, he hasn't seen 7 yet. The item in 7, I should say. Because 5 is it's like the little little lizard head. We're about to maybe see the map. Probably not.
Nah.
We're going the other way.
Now we're going all the way left to get to the staircase that would get to the item staircase.
Ooh, this is interesting. It's going to go ahead. We're going to be able to get to that Triforce. Here comes our transport, probably.
Now will we get the blue dark nuts that we so desperately want in the or in the item room?
We want those? That's one of the breakfast rooms, isn't it?
Yeah, we gotta check down for...
I would take the heart. I don't know.
Oh, the bomb upgrade, duh.
This is also really nice to have, even if it's just a +2. It's a +4 in our case.
You even had the bombs left to bomb the old man.
Yeah, Lack's gonna pick up the heart, so I like this.
Wand!
Oh, wand in 5! Alright, that means the silvers are definitely in level 9.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about Jake Cooper sneaking ahead and finding the Zols in this room, but I'm more happy to wait for the wand to be here so that we can go digging 9 for fun times.
Woohoo! I mean, I'm perfectly okay with this. There's the Triforce in level 1 for Darkwing Duck. He's going to keep digging. At this point, he's seen enough of the overworld. He knows that he probably needs, at least I think he's maybe seen enough of the overworld that he's going to look for the raft.
Now, the glorious question of 9 is, will the silvers be in the red ring location, or will they be in their vanilla location?
Ugh. Which one is more evil?
The red ring.
Then let's put it in the red ring location.
The red ring is more substantially out of the way, in my opinion, but if you gamble, you can go a little bit more on track to the silvers and then have to turn around. So there's definitely a decision to be made as to which way you want to go.
Now there's the Triforce in level 5 for Lack Attack. He's got his wand, he's got his Triforce, he's on his way.
Camelot, meanwhile, went back into level 7 to get the bomb upgrade there.
Again, I think this is a great idea. It's going to give you extra bombs for the rest of the levels that you still have to go through. And in Cantaloupe Me's case, he's got to finish 6. Now that he has bow and arrows, he should be fine. And Chad is asking, is Ganon in his vanilla location?
The enemies are shuffled around, so my expectation is the chances are that he moved, but Zelda's location should not have potentially moved as much, right? Well, actually, that's not true. She could be anywhere, so you don't actually need the silvers to win this. You might need the silvers to win this, though.
Oh, wait, they said something about this in the race room. I don't think Ganon's required.
Ganon is not force required, however, Ganon could still be required.
In the way.
Because, yeah. Which is why you want the silvers, most likely. So I think progression will be to one of the item rooms, just in case.
Yeah, I think I would definitely want them, as opposed to getting to Ganon and being like, oh, well, alright.
Because there are enough natural shutter doors in the way where you could have to do something. And there's a non-zero chance she's in her vanilla location as well. So, I mean...
Oh man, this room is really mean, but Lack's doing a great job of clearing it. He has to get through this. Hi, Fred!
Again, oh, okay, so Fred does not think they're shuffled, so they may be just required still.
Okay, so we would still need silver arrows.
Well, we're going to find out here in the next 10 minutes, I would say.
Yeah, I like this. This is good. This is a great way to spend a lazy Sunday afternoon.
Darkwing is, I think, finding out that Raft Spot is very much required.
Mm-hmm.
Only has a handful of checks left on the overworld, I believe.
I mean, I'm also looking forward to... Oh, dear, poor Lack. But yeah, I'm also looking forward to either watching or participating in shenanigans involving some of the newest flags that we have here on the randomizer.
You mean you're going to play the Groundhog's Day race tonight?
Well, yeah, but I meant more so the don't shuffle shapes and hidden dungeon numbers.
Yeah, that's pain and suffering. That's fun, though.
I know, that's when I get to reward myself with a cookie when I finally finish, like an hour after everybody else.
Right, Caleb is going to find that the Triforce has not moved and is going to be happy with his decision to dig this way.
Now, he did also get his any key, which is going to definitely come in handy. The J. Coper right now, if I'm reading that number correctly, is up to 8 keys.
Yep, and is going to probably find the item in here just because, again, silvers are still significant, so you don't want to pass them if they are available.
Yep, Black, meanwhile, is going to make his way back to that transport staircase. Oh, stop hitting him. He's going to make it back to the transport staircase. He's got a bit more health than he did the first time. Now, this is going to drop you in the spiral. With the Triforce, you just have to get through those guys.
To take 2 hits and just has to sideswipe all the way there, so I mean, it could be
he
worse.
was doing okay the first time he was in the room, but he got sandwiched in between 2 dark nuts.
Also has red candle, so it could be scumming all the way there.
Playing it a little bit safe, though, which I completely understand. You already died once. You don't want to do it again. There we go. Good job, Black. Gets his Triforce at a level 8, and now he's on his way back to either 6 or 7.
Yep, it looks like it's truly a race on to 9 at this point. I would argue between J. Cooper and Darkwing.
Yeah, both of them are shortly going to have the knowledge that the Silvers are going to be in level 9, except for maybe J. Cooper.
Yeah, it looks like
I don't remember if he saw one of the boomerangs.
J. Cooper also just did not go to the Iniki in here, so he's going to gamble a little bit.
Okay.
If the rooms roll really rough in 9, there is definitely a chance for Cantaloupe to catch up as well, though.
Well, Cantaloupe's got the red ring, which gives him the ability to just go, oh, look, a room full of things I don't have to clear. I'm just going to walk right through it. No, I mean, he's good at the game, so he can probably dodge some of the damage there. J. Cooper's going to get his Triforce out of level 6, and he's leaving. Here comes, oh, Cantaloupe, are you going to go get it? Yeah, we're going to go get that one.
It's not going to be super useful in 9, but there will be a handful of rooms that could spawn in the way that you can use to kill things.
Because 9 will be Wizrobes, right?
Yeah, it would be Patras as well, though, and it should also be likes and such. So there's things you can kill with one.
Oh, if Fred is still there, Fury had an amazing idea about the secrets.
No.
Yes.
Go if you want to troll, go post in the appropriate channel.
Think it's an amazing idea because that could give me the opportunity to have like more than 3 large secrets.
Or you could have 7 or 8 small secrets.
Well, I mean, isn't the risk worth the reward sometimes?
Anyways,
you guys are all about the gambling on items being in places they shouldn't be and such. As Cantaloupe is going to get his Triforce at a level 5.
Yep, Cooper is digging 9 at this point.
Looking for silvers. This is a good call.
This is not on the vanilla route, so this is most likely a play, perhaps the red ring.
Okay, as opposed to the silvers, where the silvers room in 9 would have been. We've got the Triforce pickup here out of level 5 for Darkwing Duck. And it looks like all of our runners have picked up one or the other bomb upgrade, which is very handy.
It's the question. Yes, Cooper definitely beat Darkwing Duck there. It was compass value that got Cooper there first.
Yeah, J. Cooper also he does not know that the silvers are here for sure because he did not see the item in 6.
Yep, the Iniki travel also hurt Darkwing potentially, though at the time he was still looking for many things.
Look at this. This red ring is just letting Cantaloupe me kind of laugh at some of these terrible rooms full of floor bubbles.
Yes, Malchior is now seeing the pain that is. This is shuffling of enemies makes potential rooms that were once free very painful, and rooms that were once very painful very free.
Oh, great job from Lack Attack to clear this room in level 6. He's on his way to the Triforce.
Cantaloupe is hoping that some walls change up, and is now realizing, wait a minute, this is going to be through that staircase.
Yeah, see, this is still something I need to learn is the reverse block clip.
J. Cooper's audio might be usable. I don't know about.
Yeah, J. Cooper mentioned that his mic was going to be muted.
I know we have at least one with live mic, so. Doesn't much. I don't think it matters too awful much, though. If Ganon has indeed not shuffled, then the roar will be in the normal location.
Gonna get a nice ladder clip here from J. Cooper in the tea room.
Yeah, I've got the sideways ladder clip down, but the one you need for vanilla, I'm pretty poor at.
There is the Triforce out of 6 for Lack Attack. I can only ladder clip when I am so mad at the game that I'm ready to throw my controller. Which has only happened once.
See, it's not advisable for me to throw my specific controller. There's just too much connected to it.
Well, yes, Fury is actually one of our runners that plays on a keyboard.
Let's see if... Oh. Cooper's going to have to go back. Man, this 9 is not rolling very nice with where it's put specific rooms, so...
No, it's really not. To answer a question in chat, he may be looking for the compass, Malky, or maybe he wants confirmation that, you know, everything is where he thinks it might be.
I think there was some confusion in the race room about Ganon and Zelda not being required, but potentially still being where they should be in the original. So I think that's what's causing some changes here. Should know what the compass room is, though. I think. Well, no, never mind. That's shuffle. Never mind. I lied.
All right, Cantaloupe Me, meanwhile, has joined our runners in 9, and he's taking a similar path, I believe, to what J. Coper is taking right now.
Yeah, I think Cantaloupe now I would put in the lead a little bit because of Red Ring.
Yeah, he's just going to be able to face tank some of these rooms.
But Cantaloupe's definitely heading towards where the Red Ring is. I'm pretty sure it's in the northeast corner area.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't believe I saw any of our runners take a potion from their last take any's.
Unknown.
And I'm only asking because this is a Wizrobe infested level 9, and even with Red Ring, Cantaloupe Me is now down to a single heart.
Ta-da!
They are!
No, that's just an up and A now, so...
Yeah, yeah, Cantaloupe Me has got his silvers. Alright, Lack Attack's gonna get the bait out of his inventory. Darkwing Duck, I think, is now on the same path. Though J. Coper is checking a couple of extra rooms that I don't think he has to. And Serio X in chat is telling me that he thinks Darkwing Duck did pick up a potion.
And whether they have any more potion chugs left is debatable.
I mean, again, these are all incredibly talented runners who may not need that, but it hasn't been the nicest of level 9 so far.
I will say this, if this was like a vanilla setup, I think that the majority of them would not necessarily care to have the potion, but since the enemy shuffle is on, it does change things up. It's not a traditional setup, so you're not as used to some of the room layouts.
Yeah, because it's like you said earlier, it's moving some of the rooms that used to be gimmies. They're turning them into pretty terrible things full of Wizrobes and Dark Nuts.
Oh, Cantaloupe. The Patra's in the way of the original route.
Oh dear. I mean, he's doing a great job taking it out. He's able to fight it on the right side of the room. Lack Attack, meanwhile, gets his red ring. There's the silver pickup for J. Coper. And Darkwing Duck is he's still heading in the right direction.
Oh my goodness, Cantaloupe.
Braver person than no.
Well,
Ah.
That's early enough where I think it's not as bad.
It still gives J. Coper a really good opportunity to catch up.
Yeah, but J. Coper is living on the edge a lot earlier.
And now I have that song stuck in my head. We're good.
I mean, this is a bubble room, so there's less to do later.
Oh, no.
This is the room that's normally free and now just awful.
Mm-hmm. Because it's trapping you, yeah, this is terrible. All right, Cantaloupe Me, he's going through it again, and this red ring is just going to come in really handy. He's doing a great job of using the iframe from the bubbles to get through it with his full 3 hearts. Lack Attack picks up his Triforce at a level 7.
Oh, hey, this is normal.
The Patra?
Mm-hmm. The old man's north of this, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
we've already been there, but I was paying attention to another screen. But yeah, it's a. And the Patra was in this room that he cleared earlier.
Yeah, we already killed that. It's dead.
Lack could consider going for Mags, I suppose, which he is. So that's.
Might as well.
It's not that far
Yay.
away. And
Alright.
Darkwing now has the silvers as well, so that's 3 of the 4.
Yay, this is awesome. And Lack is on his way to level 9. With
Cooper.
a lot of offense and defense.
Jay Cooper, meanwhile, did have a potion, now no
good.
longer has potion.
I mean, this is a good time to use it. You want to make sure that you're not going to die to Patra.
Probably annoyed that he managed to kill the wrong Patrobe.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Or when you're forced to fight it from the right-hand side and the silly thing breaks.
Okay, so I think Caleb is basically there now. I think this is...
He's just got to go south, right? Or no? Is it north?
Got to go through this staircase.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, here comes the Patra in the staircase room for Darkwing Duck. He's doing a good job of taking it down. Now, this is, again, a case where you are... No!
Fun room.
Forced to fight it from a side you'd rather not.
More fun.
Fun! In quotation marks?
Now,
this is vanilla, right? On level 9 on Cantaloupe Me's side. Because it is Wizrobes in this staircase, normally.
I thought this was Landmos or something. Ooh.
I thought that... Oh, maybe.
Oh, there's the room before. Oh.
Oof.
Alright, it's anyone's game again.
Yay, here we go. Now, the thing is Jay Cooper also has to make it through that room.
Yep, has a lot more health, but does not have the tunic color.
Okay, Chad is telling me that I'm thinking of the wrong staircase, and that it is in fact Zol's and likes, as you pointed out. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, I have some vanilla knowledge, but it's also been a while since I played vanilla, so I just...
Well, Captain Green stopped running vanilla, so I don't usually watch it all that often anymore.
Let's see, I watch a few people play vanilla. I watch one person who just says no dude all the time in vanilla runs, and then another one who's currently racing.
Nice.
Lack is now slightly in the driver's seat, I would say, with Mags. However, this is Mags and Red Ring, even.
Yeah, I mean, and all those hearts. Look at how many hearts he's got.
Yep.
All right, take 2 on the Patra for Darkwing Duck. Again, you're forced to fight him from the right-hand side, which is unfortunate. And you really don't want to get close to that bomb wall because it'll take you back out of the room. Sadly, we got a death here for Jay Cooper because 9 is doing 9 things.
Sad on their end, perhaps. I'm smiling.
Good for us. Yeah.
People are saying Lack should have this. There's still a lot of Wizrobes left in the way, so never say never.
Yeah, and I mean, we said that for Cantaloupe Me, and then until we keep getting stuck with like spiral staircases full of Wizrobes.
I would say if anything drops a fairy, it's over for sure. But just got to make it through the next 2 rooms. Once we get to pre-Ganon, I think we're good.
I wonder. Oh, Jay Cooper's back in level 7. Is he? Does he think he might know that Red Ring is here?
I don't know.
I mean, the only 2 items that Jay Cooper hasn't... He's looking for the Eni key. I mean, I don't know that you'll be mad to find the Red Ring. Well, except for Jay Cooper might be.
Jay Cooper grunt hype. Alright, Patra down.
Yay! And we have a Ganon sighting on Lack Attack side.
4 hits against Ganon. I think it's over.
Yeah, and he's got the Red Ring. So, beautiful job here on Lack Attack's side. He is going to go north. And let's get some GGs in chat for Lack Attack, finishing with an official race time GG of 1:03:18.
So the last person into level 9 is the first person done because extra items, Red Ring and Mags.
Oh yeah, and 80 gazillion hearts.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Meanwhile, Cantaloupe Me has also made it to Ganon. He has red ring, 1.5 hearts. I was about to say 2, but he's gonna get that stun lock on Ganon.
Yeah. Oasis in the room. That's
Uh-huh,
good.
uh-huh. All right, guys, and Cantaloupe Me is going to finish with a new Racetime GG personal best time of 104.23.
Yeah, that's the little joke there. I appreciate it.
I think it's great.
All right, so the first 2 in are the ones competing for that final podium spot. We'll see which one makes it.
I mean, in this case, it's just really unfortunate that they didn't get that red ring the first time they were in 7.
Mm-hmm.
And to answer a question in chat about the original finish of the race,
Should be some things never change, right?
well, I mean, at the moment, yeah, some things never change. The original winner of the race was Lack Attack with a time of 45 minutes and 17 seconds.
The rest of the field might finish slightly different. We'll see, but yep.
And Oasis is noticing that the chat, the recorder theme was, in fact, the castle theme from Super Mario World.
Ooh.
Oh, Patra, why? Darkwing Duck was almost there, and Patra just said no. All right, Jake Cooper, he's still on the path. He has, I think, 5 hearts.
Yeah, I think there's only, what, 1 key door that's left in his way?
Mm.
It's not that one, though. I don't think. It's a different one.
I don't actually remember.
I want to say there's only 1 left in this route.
Now, I don't think he got the red ring when he was in 7 because his player color, I don't think it changed.
Well,
So some form of health before we get to
so going up, you go up, it's a bomb wall left.
oh, pancakes.
And then it's fun.
Fun in the form of oh, these guys could give us health.
Well, it starts the gauntlet. Yeah, there's no more keys en route, so this is... I'm not exactly sure what's going on this route.
Maybe he's just looking for, I don't know. I mean, maybe he thinks he needs a key?
Or is it in this room? It's this room instead, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, that's beautiful. Double fairy drop.
I think he's gone way too far up for it to be important. Or maybe he's just assuming that Zelda could be in the natural route. Or a natural room.
Oh, no. He's got to unfortunately up an A because he was not going to be able to get back through that wall. Darkwing Duck is fighting with these Wizrobes. I would want health.
This is normally the compass room that Darkwing is in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's the dark floor room. That's why you always clear dark floors in 9.
So I feel like both of them, like, again, the discussion was that Zelda is not required according to the way the flag is ticked. It's grayed out. That's because the vanilla rooms are in play. But Ganon and Zelda do not, in fact, shuffle. So
Ganon is still required because there's no other way to get to Zelda.
So Zelda's going to be in the original spot, so you just have to do the original route.
Okay.
With unoriginal enemies in your way.
Oh yeah, these enemies, the changes have definitely made things entertaining. All right, we're working our way back here. Jacober's back to some of the staircases. And Trails is asking, did Jacober already get the patron number 2 key?
Yeah, Jacober has all the keys he needs, which is 0. He just needs to go the normal route, and we're fine. Everything's fine.
Fine.
This is fine.
Does that have quotation marks or a dumpster fire?
Well, depends on who you are. For me, it's fine. For J. Coper, it's probably not going to be a route particularly happy. I think J. Coper has hit the realization now.
That we just have to go vanilla. Oh, this is a terrible room. In the dark, full of wizrobes. All right, game.
You know, it's going to take a little bit of extra time. I would honestly just fairy fountain it up to try and start with the big health and then work my way there. I know there's a room in the way with bubbles and wizrobes, and you probably cleared some of it, but at this point, I almost think Coper would be better off getting the health early and just working his way in.
Yeah, because unfortunately he did have to use his last remaining potion to get through that one of those patro rooms.
Yeah, Darkwing is still trying to clear the room with the compass, the original.
Well, it'll at least verify where Zelda is going to be if he can get it.
Assuming that didn't shuffle out of the room.
True. Well, it did. Jacober, it looks like, is going to either go to a potion shop or the fairy fountain. Looks like we're going to the fairy fountain.
I think this is a smart play. This is a savvy play.
Yeah, I agree. Get a little more health so that you can live a little bit longer when you get in there. All right, here we go, level 9. We're doing it again. And now I hear Saber in my head singing the Banana Jam song.
The only thing that comes up in my head when we talk about Saber is the balloon shot directly to the head. There's a clip of that somewhere.
Oh, this room is just so miserable. Jacober's doing a good job of kind of waiting to time it with the ball. Oh, that's not going to give it to him.
Well, Coper's made it through this room. That's half the battle.
Yes. He's still got 3 hearts.
This room is actually doable, too, because you could reset going through the wall, so it's also not awful.
There's a chance... Oh, Darkwing takes a Wizrobe beam to the face, trying to clip into the staircase.
Could you not set yourself up a little bit on smacking the Vire in that room for a potential fairy?
That involves math, and I leave all math to anybody else.
Like, you can set up a bomb force, and I don't think you can set up the fairy force necessarily, but you can get close enough to where it's likely to happen.
Yeah, I mean, the Vires would potentially drop him health right before he needs to get into Ganon, or at least pretty close to it.
Can we get through this room this
time?
No! Oh, no!
He was so close, but that blue Wizrobe just went, no!
Now the option, like, Coper has, if I can see properly, 89 rupees. It's a walk of shame for sure, but that's enough to buy the red potion.
It is, but did we get the potion letter?
No, but we've seen it. It was definitely on the overworld early.
Yeah, but would he have made a note of where it was, as Darkwing's also going to get hit in one of these rooms? Ugh, stop it, game.
You can also buy a key, although I don't think that's in the plan yet.
Opno Point, our super amazing tracker, is telling us that it was the grave bomb spot for the letter.
So yeah, at least I think the majority of the runners saw it because of where level 5 ended up being. It was near full clear of the overworld.
Yeah, but Jake Cooper's, he's one of our runners that still tracks by hand. If I remember correctly.
Possibly. I'm not sure how much tracking he does this day and age, but I still mentally would make a note of where specific, like, one-off caves are.
Oh, game.
Oh, fun times for Cooper. Makes it.
Yeah, He's gonna do something pretty smart and take out the at least one of the orange wizards in this spiral staircase room. And then use the bubble rodeo to get through some of the
It got a little bit overzealous, perhaps.
Good.
Yeah. This room is bad.
Yeah, this is just terrible. This is one of those rooms. If I'm playing the randomizer and I'm stuck on one of those rooms, I'm getting a ring. Or a potion. Either or. Just something to be able to get me through the damage that I can't get through.
I'm more of a sometimes we, in a race, try and rush when we could potentially, like, reset a room or something, and maybe just the objective now should be to slow down a little bit and take a little bit of extra time. Darkwing also has a blue potion for what it's worth. I just saw the cycle through.
Oh, that's good.
That's
actually really handy because he's getting so close.
Yeah, we are 2 staircases away, I think, for Darkwing from the Patra room, which is its normal spot. Got a bomb in this room, which is normally a red-blue mix, I think.
Yes. This one I remember, because it looks like this, kind of.
Yeah. No. This room was used to be one over to the right, and the other room never existed.
He's got the potion ready. He's got to bomb the wall, unfortunately, I think, right?
Does he? I think just goes through the stair.
Oh, no, he's got to get in the stair. Stop it.
Gonna kill one of them, and then get through the bomb wall, maybe? That's what. Nope, just gonna try and clip it. I'd clear the room.
Oh, I would. I mean, it's better than dying. Good clip. He's got in the staircase. We're almost there, maybe. Get the potion ready.
Yeah, now the potion should come out, I think.
Put it on hotbar.
Nope, I mean,
I guess there's a small chance Patrick could drop you a heart. I don't really know for sure.
I mean, definitely believe in the vanilla skill set, but at this point, the potion would come out just because you don't take it to another seed and you just burn it now and hope to.
Yeah. Got to get it ready because you're going into the Ganon fight. White sword, you still have to hit him quite a few times. There we go. Good potion usage from Darkwing Duck.
Ooh, there we go.
Okay. Oh.
Double hands up to the right. Down is also the same direction. Want the sideways dancing thing. There you go.
Hey. Yeah! Got the stun lock. Yay! Ganon is down on Darkwing Duck's side, and momentarily he's going to rescue the princess and finish with an official race time GG time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 53 seconds.
Yeah, and Cooper is going to give it one more shot here, I think, and then join us in the call as well.
To answer your question in chat from OpnoPoint, yes, it does, in fact, tell you where he's probably going to go.
Sort of.
Yeah,
I was going to say sort of, because I think it's just depending on what setup the start is, and then you can go from there as to which stance will work.
All right, we got Patra. Patra, don't be a jerk. All right. Well, that is going to end it for Jay Coper. He almost made it in there. He's going to finish with or forfeit with a time of 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 54 seconds. But all right, we should hopefully momentarily be joined by our runners. But yeah, this is a good way to spend a Sunday morning. All right, looks like we've got everybody in the setup room and should momentarily be joined by our runners.
I don't
Yeah.
hear anything.
Oh, we're just letting you all jump in together. There we go.
Yay!
Right. GG's to all 4 of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That person that died?
we were hanging out on the join before thing, just sitting there chatting while the race was finishing up. We're like, oh, do we go?
Yeah, you could have, but it's okay. It was interesting to watch the remaining 2 duke it out with a rather unfortunately rolled enemy set up for 9. They changed the rooms up quite a bit, and 2 rooms in particular were awful.
So the big issue here is that Ganon and Zelda were not shuffled, and I think that was unintentional. I did not. When we were talking before the race, I said that they weren't going to be forced. So obviously, if Ganon and Zelda are not shuffled and rooms are vanilla, then Ganon's forced every time. So that hurt me really bad personally, because I was using keys in ways that I certainly would not have, and I would not have gone in some of those rooms, and would not have used my last potion the way that I did. So anyway, GG anyway, guys.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was quite a wild setup on stream, because the first 2 in were, I believe, Darkwing and Jay Coper were the first 2 in. Lack was dead last, entering 9, but had the magical sword and red ring from the overworld and level 7 respectively. So
you went into 7?
I did because
Why?
now listen. Here's why. I was like, well, I'm gonna need the silver arrows in 9. So I went to the item, and I was like, well, I may as well keep at, that's where the red ring was in 7. And I said, I'll save the right side for the end. Once I get the item, if I don't find the compass. And the compass was after that. It was in the Dodonga room before Wall Masters. I was like, of course, it's right next to it. So I ended up with the red ring prize. So
all right.
That's why I did that. That's why I did that. Yeah, but going into 7, I was like, oh, I wonder how far in I'm gonna have to go. I may as well check the item. There's like 5 items on the way, so.
The cantaloupe meat was actually the first one to pick up the red ring, and I was cheering. This is my favorite item in the game, and it just kind of takes off a little bit of the. Not that you. Okay, so you guys are great at the game, but it can take off a little bit of the pressure. Like when you get into 9 and it's all Wizrobe spiral bubble messes.
I don't know.
I
were you watching me in level 8?
Yeah.
Like I died like 4 or 5 times just walking into things. So red ring was saving me
10 times. So.
Oh yeah, how many times did I die? Only 7. So only 7.
Yeah, I think I died 3 times total. Let me check my thingy, because as I was telling Lack, and I died twice in 9. Oh yeah, I died 5 times. But I died twice in 9, and then I saw the dot done from Lack. I was like, shoot, I had that one.
Mm-hmm.
You did.
So close.
I thought I was gonna, like, how long it took me to find a try. Like I didn't find level 7 until after 6, and that was the last Triforce for me because I ran out of bombs up there. And I didn't have 7 at all. I was like, it's one of 2 spots, and I tried to force and missed it. So
I think
Um,
one of the most unfortunate overworld deaths was, I think it was Lack. You were trying to get into the White Sword Cave,
I also did that. Yeah,
and you got
I
sniped,
I got
and we're all like,
stuck.
"Oh, he should be fine," and then it was just
I
like,
did.
just barely.
Washed up.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have looked at it and been like, "Oh, I'm fine." Like, "Oh, okay, we're good," and then I would have been mad because the game just threw it at me anyway.
That's okay. I was like, I'm sure something important's there. At least nothing was, but I did go
Yeah.
back up there.
Well, I thought it was weird that it was raft required.
Yeah, raft required. I was so
last lap.
confused because I thought the dungeons were in the vanilla spots
Oh,
because I found 4 at 8 and 3 at 2. And I'm like,
Oh.
oh, is everything at the regular spot? But then 1
Well,
wasn't and 9 wasn't.
yeah.
So.
Well, the funny thing is when I started, because I went to the shop, the first shop right nearby. It's like, oh, that's a shop, and then the potion shop was like,
Yeah,
I
the
thought
candle.
I thought we were scrap. So I went straight to 3, and there was nothing there. I'm like,
Nothing
okay,
there.
well. And then that's why I'm glad I remembered I hadn't gone to Advice Lady right next to start. And
Yeah.
very late, and that's where 9 was. So I was kind of like, I'm glad I actually went there. And
Yeah,
remembered it.
I think 9 was my first dungeon I saw, and then of course I last location 5 because I was checking everything. I was like, oh wait, there's a raft spot over there that I never checked. And then thankfully 5 was a nice and short one.
Yeah, I did get bombs though. That helps. I went and bought bombs.
Yeah, I did the one in 7. I went back in because I needed bombs to finish Death Mountain. I had 100 rupees. I was like, you know what? We're going to go back into 7 and get that bomb upgrade.
Oh yeah, that was a very nice bomb upgrade too.
So, the any key was in 9, right?
No,
No, this
No.
is 6.
6.
Oh, right. That's the other item I didn't get. Yeah.
And and that's actually what got you into level 9 first, was the fact that you didn't end up going for the any key in 6. You got the compass, and it took you directly to the Triforce.
Yeah. Man,
So
I wouldn't have even
could have worked out.
I wouldn't have even hunted the bow unless 6 were
Bow
Yeah.
blocked.
bow blocked. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then I realized that's when I said in the race room is when I realized that Ganon was required.
I figured. When I it's like, wait a minute. I'm in the normal room where he barks at you.
Yep.
So it's
Yep.
probably there. Oh, so yeah. I spent so much time in 9 checking all the rooms and all that, and then like, all right, fine. I'm tired of dying to Patra. I died to Patra, I think 5 times. Died to a gel once.
Nice.
In the normal like room going up. I died to a gel because I had half heart, and then it's like I'm just gonna go, and then I think first try where I actually tried getting to Ganon was fine. So, but I can't remember how to do Ganon. So, what's this about? I saw you about poses meaning something. That's new to me.
Yeah, you can tell what side Ganon's gonna go to based on the pose.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah, there's some other stuff. There's like a parody bit which tells if it's left or right, and then there's a set of 3 poses that says it's on side A, and then the other is side B, and then the parody bit either is A is on the left, B is on the right, or the parody bit flipped. It flips the other 2. It flips B and A.
Yeah, because like the poses take a certain number of frames, so like an even number of frames he'll be on the same side, odd number of frames he'll be on the opposite side. So
yeah,
Oh.
I think it was Fisk and Unos or something. I think figured that out.
Definitely Unos and
Unos, okay.
maybe I mean at least 1 or 2 other people.
I think Fiskbit explained it to me, but maybe Unos figured it out. One of those.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
sure.
nice.
But I don't know. They figured everything out in the game, so
And we just played it.
yeah, I just played it. But oh man, how fun to play this.
Yeah.
Just the feeling. I was so nervous at the end. I'm like, these guys should be finishing any second. What's taking so long?
I was dying to Patras. And
Yeah, I guess if
Yeah.
you just didn't die, you might have made it. But
I think I only died to Wizards like once or twice. They weren't really that bad.
I mean, that spiral
was rough.
staircase was
Oh.
just, yeah.
Oh, that's true. I did that first try, damageless. So I used my potion, the red potion, as soon as I noticed what it was. Like, okay, and then I no damaged it. So, and then it's done because it's got bubbles. But I guess-
The first time I
Like
went
that
through it,
on
I didn't get hit, but the second and third time I went through it, I got booped around a bit. I was like, man, I'd love to have more health. Should have got this thing called a potion.
Oh, so
That's like the first time I've ever gotten a potion in a randomizer race. I think first time.
I got the
course I
letter,
never got a
and that
letter.
was it. I never bought a potion. No.
Well, I
I
got
was
one from one
asking
of
when
the
you guys
fake
went to the
any-
9.
Yeah, if it's second quest enemies with the red bubbles, I will definitely get potions at that point. But other than
fair.
that,
That's
I
fair.
usually
Yeah.
don't.
That's fair. I hadn't thought. I might have. Maybe I have gotten potions for that, but not in first quest or anything like that.
Well, Jake Cooper, thanks for putting this together. Honestly,
Yeah.
I was waiting for March 14th because I talked about that. I think with Fred, it's like, oh, the 10th anniversary is coming up, but I kind of forgot that we had raced to like beta test it beforehand, and it was on February 1st, 2015. Was the first SRL race of Zelda 1 hacks. And I mean, that just seems like a lifetime ago. So much has happened since then, and I don't know, lots of gaming, but the Zelda 1 randomizer really kind of put randomizers in general on the map. So if you're just a fan of randomizers, on any game, like Super Metroid was first, but it was nothing like this. This was like, that was like the whole game, and it was just some items were mixed up.
Yeah, it was just an item randomizer.
And I mean, that has grown a lot too, but Zelda 1 randomizer really shaped a lot of like speed, like probably created speed gaming. Honestly, like speed gaming probably wouldn't exist had Zelda 1 randomizer not been created. So something else might have come along, but Z1R huge in speed history.
Yeah, it's crazy in the 10 years. I mean, we've all been doing this, and it's good to do it again with you all. It's like, some of us have moved different states, some of us have got married, started families, some of us grew a really awesome beard. So it's been a really, interesting track, and it was great to share it with you all.
There we go. Just posted that in the
Oh wait, post something in the chat.
in
plus
speed
beard.
gaming.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And long hair, by the way. It's down
Yeah.
to like almost the bottom of my back.
Is that your son in that emote or?
Yeah, right. Right? I mean, that's that. When was that taken? That was taken, I think,
Like
SGDQ.
16? It wasn't like Kid Icarus run or something.
No, I think it was a Rygar run.
Rygar, one of those Darkwing games, but
2015. Yeah, I think it was.
But all right, guys,
Uh,
we do have another race
Fair
coming up
enough.
here on the channel.
crap.
Sorry.
But thank you all for doing this today. It is
Super fun.
It was so much fun to kind of relive a little bit of the randomizer, the randomizer's past. We are celebrating 10 years this year, and tonight we also have the Groundhog's Day race, which is it's so much fun. And we have the tournament coming up here now with all sorts of new flags. So hopefully we get to see some more of you guys here soon on Speed Gaming. And we just want to thank you for hanging out with us this morning.
Sounds great.
thank you.
Cool.
Yep. Thanks again to Metroid Prime 2 the Mentor race. They were set to go about 7 minutes ago, but they're gracious enough to give us some more time so we could reminisce and talk about the history of Zelda 1 Randomizer. If you're looking for more history of Zelda 1 Randomizer, it is coming up on March 14th, specifically for the 10 years for the public release of it. So look forward to that. Hopefully we'll get to see a bunch of these guys there, as well as a whole bunch of the other people playing Zelda 1 Randomizer still to this day. But CD, it was great. We got some good chuckles in. We got to watch everybody get into 9, whether or not intended or not for the GAN setup. It made it much more interesting to view, create a very fantastic finish. And I hope to see much more of that as we have that tournament coming up shortly. So that would be cool to see as well.
Very true. And before we get going, we definitely want to thank OpnoPoint for doing our tracking in the background, keeping us up to date on all of the things we missed while laughing at some of the pain and suffering.
But okay, let's get out of here. Thanks again one more time to Metroid 2, or Metroid Prime 2 for holding out for us so we could get this in. And look forward to seeing what they could put on. It should be a fun show coming up here next on Speed Gaming Maine.